TKL fans, you are going to need this keyboard. This is the Neo80. Well, I think it's safe to say that there's a trend forming here. I literally cannot wait to build the Neo keyboards fast enough, and the Neo80 was no exception. It looks great, it sounds great, and if the worst part of this build process was taking the 10 minutes to lube the included stabilizers, then I'm pretty confident you have enough reasons to be interested in this keyboard. Let's get into it. Starting off, the Neo80 is an 80% or 10 keyless keyboard with an F12 top row starting at only 110 USD. However, that doesn't include a plate, and doesn't take shipping costs into consideration either. So realistically, that number will be closer to 160, 170 USD using a $20 plate and standard DHL shipping. The Neo80 comes with a ton of customizable options, so I would recommend using their online configurator or checking the Neo80 Notion page for a price based on your preferences. One more thing to note too, you will receive a $10 discount if you do decide to purchase the Neo80 up until the 25th of January through QwertyKeys.com. Similar to the Neo65 and the Neo70, the Neo80 will be an in-stock release with weekly fulfillment cycles. Essentially, you don't need to worry about a group buy period ending, as the Neo80 will be available as long as interest is maintained. This gives you plenty of time to contemplate whether you'd like this keyboard, and just as much time to contemplate how many you'd like. The Neo80 comes in both WinKey and WinKeyless layouts with 12 different color options: spray-coated white, retro white, pink and lilac, and anodized champagne, green, purple, navy, red, baby blue, black and silver. By default, the Neo80 will have matching top and bottom case options, however you can choose an alternative silver or champagne bottom case. For the weight, you will have the option of anodized white, black and golden, copper, mirror finished silver, dusk and chroma, and finally a new alternative, stonewashed silver, black and dark golden. The Neo80 comes with 3 different PCB options: tri-mode hot swap, wired hot swap, and a soldered PCB, all of which are 1.6mm non-flex cut and do support QMK and VIA. For plate options, you will have aluminium, FR4, carbon fiber, POM, and polycarbonate. Now, what you're really here for. What makes the Neo80 unique? Maybe it's their new mounting style. The Neo80 no longer requires you to push the PCB out through the top case. This was something both the Neo65 and the Neo70 shared. Instead, the Neo80 uses a custom ball catch structure that essentially friction locks the top and bottom case together. This isn't exactly a new design, however Neo has made some adjustments, including intentionally shifting the touch point of the ball to one side of the latch, so that the lifespan of the entire system can be extended by reversing the direction of the latch if it does wear. This personally gives me a bit more peace of mind than the QK65V2's plastic design. This has proved even easier to disassemble than the previous Neo lineup, and when combined with magnetic connectors, creates an almost effortless assembly. Somehow, continuing the trend, QwertyKeys and Neo have once again pushed the boundaries in their design, with the Neo80 supporting plateless, gasket, O-ring, sandwich, and even the ability to combine multiple mounting styles all within the one case. At this point, it shouldn't surprise me, but yet, it does. On a surface level, this will most likely, if anything, affect the typing feel, ranging from a very soft to a very stiff typing experience depending on the mounting style you choose. Finally, one of the greatest changes to custom keyboards recently, and one I hope will become the standard: magnetic connectors. I was first introduced to this with the QK65V2, and I think it's amazing. It's a foolproof connection design that eliminates those horrible ribbon cables I always feel like I'm going to break. Now, while I can't show you an unboxing of the Neo80, yes, I know it's a problem, I can tell you what comes with the Neo80. You'll receive the Neo80 case, the Neo80 itself, a PCB of your choice, a plate of your choice, PCB, PE and pour-on case foams, PCB standoffs, gasket jackets and dumbbells, brass pillars, a 30 Duro O-ring, rubber feet, an LED diffuser, a keycap and switch puller, a set of PCB clip-in stabs, a 2.4 GHz dongle, a screwdriver, and a USB-C cable. Once again, great value for money. I personally received the WinKey White Neo80 with a beautiful chroma weight. I'll share a lot of sound tests, but for this build I've chosen Emogogo Hybrid Blacks with an FR4 plate and no foams, finishing the build off with JC Studios Tulip. These are PBT keycaps. I think the Neo80 is a solid TKL that doesn't strain the wallet when compared to a lot of other options in the market. Expanding past the 60 and 65% options while keeping the cost low is something that QwertyKeys has proven to accomplish in the past, and it's nice to see that there are no changes with the Neo series here. Obviously, we need to take into consideration that a bigger keyboard requires more materials and therefore a higher cost. Yet, Neo somehow manages to pack it all together and still provide the extras that many newcomers to the hobby will appreciate. As for design, the RGB orbit logo on the top case of the Neo really helps define its identity as a Neo product now that the backweight is blank. The chamfered edges provide a more refined aesthetic and the side profile looks stunning. I think this looks so clean. Personally, I'm a big fan of the minimal aesthetic, and while I'd prefer that the brand name wasn't engraved in the bottom case, all things considered, I'm happy that the focal point, being the weight, has remained blank. While I believe all the Neo80 sound tests are good, I really think the Neo80 shines best without foams. One problem that a lot of keyboards suffer from without foams is this cheap, plasticky sound, which essentially boils down to a keyboard design constraint. The Neo80 really seems to have hit the mark here, to the point where my Rama U80A can't compare. However, that might just be a sign of the times. Whether it's with foams or without, everyone should be able to find their preferences here. The level of customization the Neo80 has with its 4 base mounting styles, not even including the combinations you can create, is great to see. This keyboard has a little something for everyone, and that's why I believe if you can, you should pick one up. Whether you agree or disagree with my opinion, I'd love to know why. Maybe there's something I've missed, but what QwertyKeys and Neo are doing in the hobby right now, I think is genuinely amazing. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this, and have a great day.